At the end of this video, I'm going to try to remember to tell you the worst Star Wars joke that I know. But before that, we have to focus in on the sneaker and look at it today and see which side of the Force is stronger with this one, the Sith or the Jedi. Because today what we're looking at is the Adidas Pro Next 2019 Star Wars. This is the Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel, Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel des. 毎日アップするので、毎日見てください. Every single day from Tokyo, Japan, I bring you content. Like every single day, I bring you content about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news, and sneaker reviews, and information about the butter movement. But I leave that butter movement stuff till the end of the video and focus in on the sneakers first, which is what we're going to do right now when we have a look at this Pro Next 2019 Star Wars. It's a fascinating looking sneaker, and like I said, it's half Sith and half Jedi, and it's an amazing kind of combination of things to bring out, and Adidas have been bringing out a ton of Star Wars related stuff to come in line with, is it The Return of Skywalker? I think that's the name of the film that's coming up in late 2019, and in line with that release, Adidas are bringing out a bunch of sneakers to go with Star Wars themes, and I've only reviewed one of them so far because I don't want to overload my channel with Star Wars, and that was the first one that I saw, which was the Ultra Boosts, and I was like, wow, an X-Wing inspired Ultra Boost sneaker, absolutely, yes, so I reviewed that. There have been others. If you're interested, I'm sure you can find videos for them out there somewhere, but I didn't, like I said, I didn't want to overload my channel with Star Wars, but then when I saw these guys, I thought it was a great concept. The white, mainly white on one side to represent Jedi, and then the mainly red on the other to represent the Sith. And speaking of things that are red and white, a nice little segue into you clicking the red and white subscribe button down below. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please do. It helps the channel tremendously and helps us keep on growing as we blasted past the 800 subscribers mark and on the way to that iconic 1000 subscribers mark. So please do hit the subscribe button down below and help us grow. And as I am here in Tokyo, Japan, I do see at the start of every single one of my videos, Toroku yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Mada shite no akai to shiroi button wa mada oshite nai kata ni zehi Toroku yoroshiku onegaishimasu. もう押してくれた方にありがとうね。感謝します。Okay, so let's get into this sneaker and have a look at it. Like I said, it's in two halves. Let's see, actually, you know what, I don't know what the pair looks like. I'm going to go ahead and say that both pairs are going to have the lateral side in white and silver and the medial side in red and black. I don't think they alternate that for left and right feet. So I think the medial sides are red and black to represent Sith and black and silver to represent Jedi. And I'm going to start with the tongue before we get into the detailing of the left and right uppers. Because on the tongue, in the branding place where you'd usually see the three-stripe branding or the trefoil branding, is the branding for Sith and Jedi. You've got I think it's the Sith hexagon and then the Jedi wings in there. And that's one of the features I think are going to draw people to buying this shoe, the Star Wars people, that is. There's three places on this shoe where I think that the Star Wars guys out there are going to see and going to be like, yeah, you know what, I want to get my hands on that, and that's one of the places. But then when we look even more closely at that tongue there, you can see that it's white and black to represent the two sides of the sneaker, and then that kind of gives me the impression that the base of the lateral side is white and the base of the medial side is black, and then the detailing is silver and the detailing is red, and that's why the tongue is in white and black. And then coming down, from the tongue to the very bottom, you've got that lace stay on there. That's feature number 2 that I think Star Wars people out there are going to be hooked into, and I think it's really, really cool. Star Wars on the lace holder, lace placeholder, lace stay, I don't know what you want to call that down there. But the Star Wars in there, definitely something that Star Wars people out there are going to be looking at and thinking, yeah, these things are fire. And then we'll go back up past the tongue and have a little look inside and see the insole there as well in that Star Wars detail and Star Wars branding. So those three places I think are the main places where the Star Wars guys are going to get all hot and thinking, you know what, I definitely want these guys. The lace stay at the very bottom of the laces, the branding with the Sith and the Jedi branding at the top of the tongue, and then on the inside that Star Wars branding on the insole. But that's where I think the excitement with Star Wars ends, which is a bit sad because realistically speaking, when you've got Star Wars detailing on the upper, you would think that would be what would push the sort of Star Wars connection and the Star Wars sales. But I think they've missed on that. I think they hit on that lace holder, the tongue branding, and the insole, but on the upper itself, I think it's a bit of a miss. Now, like I said before, on the lateral side, it's a white lateral side with silver detailing and silver 3-stripe branding on there to go with that silver detailing. But looking at the silver detailing itself, I'm sure I've thrown up a picture behind me here that's a closer up look. A closer up look at the branding on the detailing on the lateral side, and you'll see in there C-3PO and BB-8. I read R2-D2, but I couldn't see R2-D2 myself. And other characters from the the Jedi side of the story, shall we say? And I don't like it. Sorry, Star Wars fans out there. I don't like that it's a cartoony sort of thing. I really thought they'd go with the actual. It didn't have to be actual pictures of the characters. I'm not saying that, but this line drawings of the characters, and you could have done line drawings of C-3PO and BB-8 and stuff without it being this cartoony effect. But that cartoony effect, it's almost like the Lego movie meets Star Wars or something like that. And I really don't like it. I was like really disappointed when I looked into it. It's like, oh, that's what that is there. So that was for me, having seen the lace stay, which was cool, and the branding on the tongue, which is cool, and then the insole branding, which is cool. I was all ready and hyped to have a look at that upper and thinking, yeah, this is going to be awesome. It was like wasn't really my thing. And then we flip them over and have a look at the medial side with the black medial side with the red detailing on there, and it's exactly the same, very detailed images of the dark side of the Force, the Sith side of the Force. And you can see Darth Vader's in there and Stormtroopers in there. But again, it's that kind of rounded, cartoony effect as opposed to a line drawing to represent the actual characters. And it's just, for me, it's a bit disappointing. So you've gone from the top of the sneaker with those, the tongue and all that, come down into the upper with that branding. And I'm kind of disappointed in that. I was really excited in the top half, a bit disappointed in the upper. And then when we get to the midsole and the outsole, I'm very disappointed because it really looks like an afterthought. It really looks like they haven't given much thought to it at all. They could have done a lot more. If you think back to the Ultra Boost X-Wing sneakers, they did more with the Boost midsole than they've done with any other Boost midsole that I've seen before myself. I might be wrong in that, but to me, they really pushed the boat out on the midsole there. But then when you look at the midsole of these guys, it's just like meh. It doesn't like have any connection to the shoe at all. You could have any upper on this midsole. It's not a Star Wars midsole, shall we say. And then the same for the outsole. I flipped them upside down expecting to see something, maybe a rounded Death Star or something like that in there. But again, very bland and boring outsole in there, and it feels like they just chucked the outsole on without really thinking about it very much. So so for me, the top of the sneaker, I'm really excited about the Star Wars tie-up. And then the middle of the sneaker is sort of like, why'd you do that? And then the bottom of the sneaker is like, nah. So all in all, it's a bit of a miss for me. I'm not a huge fan of this one, and I'll just have to sort of say, well, could have been better. Great concept, the half and half, the Sith and the Jedi. It really goes to the heart of any Star Wars film, and the 9 that there have been now. It's not just focusing in on a character or a prop, or like the X-Wings focusing just in on one particular piece of the film. The actual whole 9 films are based around the Sith Jedi lineup. So I was thinking this sneaker could be great because it goes to the central premise of the entire film. But for me, a little bit of a miss and a bit of a disappointment. But what isn't a disappointment is that excellent Star Wars joke that I'm going to tell you now. And it requires a bit of interaction, and I'll trust that you're going to interact with me when we do this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the same thing 3 times. And what you at home have to do is you have to say no the first time, no the second time, and then how do you know the third time? So here we go with the worst Star Wars joke of all time. And it goes something like this. You have to have a lightsaber out and be like, vroom, vroom, vroom. And I'm Darth Vader and you're Luke Skywalker. I can't even say it right. I'm Darth Vader and you're Luke Skywalker. So vroom, we're fighting away. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Luke, vroom, I know what you're getting for Christmas. No. Luke, I know what you're getting for Christmas. No. Luke, I know what you're getting for Christmas. How do you know? I felt your presence. Oh, worst Star Wars joke ever. It does work better when there are two people playing off each other instead of me talking to a camera. I don't know how this will look on film, but as you know, if you're a regular viewer of the channel, I don't tend to cut out anything, so I'll be leaving that little joke in there as we finish this review of the upcoming release for the Adidas Pro Next 2019 Star Wars Sith versus Jedi. Interesting looking sneaker, not quite my thing, missed the boat a little bit as far as I'm concerned. And then butter movement stuff, just, thank you butter movement people, a lot of love from the butter movement out there. The butter movement tie-up and the shoe butter coming back has brought me viewers who are more are watching longer and watching more, and it's a massive impact on the channel. It has a great effect on the channel. I appreciate it very much. So if you're a butter movement guy and you're sticking around and watching my content, dropping comments and hitting that like button and helping me to maintain this channel and helping keep that window open to the shoe department, thank you very, very much. I truly appreciate it. And through this collective, my content and your support of the content, I think we can kind of pull this thing back and get the butter movement going again. So thank you, and I will meet you. I'll meet your energy and make sure that we keep this thing going. So and hopefully it'll keep going well on into year two. Now that we're into year two of my channel. For now, though, it's time for me to sign off. I do this every single day. I've been trying my hardest to come up with a way to end these videos in a different way, and I just can't think of one right now. So I'll just stick with what I know and what I've done for the last 100 videos, which is to say that I do this every single day, which means that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.